In the velvet shroud of midnight, where the city's neon veins pulsed like a fever dream against the rain-slicked streets of Eldritch Bay, Detective Alara Voss paused at the threshold of her fogged mirror, steam curling from the faucet like ghosts fleeing a confession. Her fingers, still raw from clawing through case files that bled red ink and regret, traced the scar snaking down her jaw, a souvenir from the night she learned that shadows don't just hide monsters, they birth them. Outside, thunder growled a warning, and in the alley below, a scream sliced the air, sharp as shattered glass. Was it just another lost soul unraveling in the storm, or the echo of the killer she'd chased for a decade, finally whispering her name? As Alara snatched her coat, the weight of unanswered questions settled like lead in her chest. Tonight, the hunt would end, or it would claim her soul. In the hush of a frost-kissed dawn, as the first light clawed its way over the jagged peaks of the Blackwood Hills, old Harlan Blackwood stood at the edge of his crumbling stone cottage, fists clenched against the chill that seeped into his bones. Below him, the sleepy hamlet of Thornridge stirred like a beast rousing from fevered dreams, smoke curling from chimneys, the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer echoing like a heartbeat too slow to save a life. But Harlan's gaze fixed not on the valley, but on his boy, Rowan, sprawled idle by the hearth even as the world awoke demanding its due. Whispers had begun to slither through the lanes. The lad's laziness was a curse, a shadow that would devour them both before the winter's bite. Harlan's chest tightened with a father's unspoken dread. What if this very morning was the last thread holding his son from the abyss? With a resolve forged in sleepless nights, he vowed to shatter the boy's haze no matter the shards that might fall. Harlan had toiled these 30 years as a weaver in Thornridge, his calloused hands threading wool into cloaks that warmed the shepherds through gales that howled like lost souls. His simple homespun tunic, patched at the elbows and smelling of lanolin and earth, hung loose on his frame, a testament to lean harvests and leaner hopes. Rowan, at 19, mirrored his father's broad shoulders, but none of his fire. His days dissolved in aimless tramps along the hedgerows, kicking at stones while the village lads mended nets or felled timber for the hearths. Harlan's wife had passed in the fever 2 winters past, leaving him to wrestle this wild spirit alone, his worry a constant ache like wool caught in the loom. One eve, as the sun bled crimson across the thatched roofs and the air hummed with the lowing of cattle returning from pasture, Harlan summoned Rowan to the dim parlor where a single tallow candle flickered against the wainscoted walls. "Lad," he murmured, his voice rough as untamed heather, "fetch me the hourglass from the mantel, the one your granda carved from the finest beech, with sands as golden as the fields in midsummer." Rowan, in his loose breeches and woolen jerkin still dusted from yesterday's idle wanderings, shrugged and complied, the glass cool and heavy in his palm, its sands frozen in eternal pause. Harlan traced the etched swirls on the frame, memories flickering like embers. "Carry it to the market square at first light," he instructed, eyes locking onto Rowan's with a gentleness laced in steel. "Show it to the folk you pass, the tanners, the bakers, the peddlers with their carts groaning under bolts of cloth. Ask what price they'd set upon it." Rowan nodded, curiosity flickering briefly in his storm-gray eyes, and trudged off into the gloaming, the hourglass tucked into his satchel like a secret too heavy to voice. Dawn broke sharp and silver as Rowan threaded through Thornridge's cobbled lanes, where women in mob caps bartered eggs for salt, and men in leather, grizzled farrier who squinted and grunted. 2 shillings, no more, pretty bauble, but sands don't shoe horses. A miller's wife, her skirts muddied from the mill race, clucked her tongue. 5 perhaps for the craftsmanship. My Elias could use it to time the grinding. A sly-eyed trader from the lowlands, fingering a pouch of coppers, smirked and bid 3 guineas, claiming it a relic fit for a lord's study. Prices tumbled like autumn leaves, 2 shillings here, 4 there. A rare 7 from a widow with dreams of heirlooms, yet harmony eluded them, each voice a solitary echo in the clamor. Rowan returned as twilight bruised the sky, the hourglass cradled like a captured storm. "Duh," he said, slumping onto the rush-strewn floor. "They quarrel over it like crows over crumbs. No 2 souls sang the same tune." Harlan's lips curved in a shadow of a smile, weathered lines deepening.